Hi INFJs and autistic INFJs. Today we're talking about being a parent as an INFJ and how we can stay calm when our children are having their emotional meltdowns, how we're not going to get pulled into it to the point where we just want to go hide in our bedroom or lock ourselves in the bathroom and close off all the noise and the emotions that are flying. This is a great topic because I've experienced it many times, and it's actually a very interesting topic. There is a way to do it, and there's one thing to be aware of when we're parenting, especially our children. Chances are, when we have children, because we're highly sensitive individuals ourselves, INFJs, chances are pretty good that your child is also high sensitive. So when we or the child have those emotional meltdowns, they're quite intense. That's why oftentimes we just want to go hide. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to my channel if we haven't met before. My name is Trina Bretnell. I'm an INFJ and I'm also autistic. I love coming on and sharing things that I have learned along the way in life, things that have helped me out so that I can help other INFJs and autistic INFJs feel seen, heard, understood, and less alone. Because that would have made a huge difference for me years ago. I felt very alone in this world and it was very sad and lonely. So welcome to my channel. If you're returning, I'm glad you came back. I am so grateful for you guys, and I just love coming on and sharing with you. Also, if you have a topic that you would like me to talk about, a question, or maybe a topic that's coming up for you in life and you just want some answers, feel free to put it in the comments below or email me. I'll put it in the description of this video. Email me directly. I love hearing from my viewers. It totally makes my day. Before we get going, I want to share with you this. I'm very excited about it. A few of you have asked about opening up a safe space for INFJs to connect that is not on any of the social media platforms. And I have done that. I have registration open for October for, I named it the Heart and Mind INFJ Connection Circle. We will be meeting once a week for the entire month of October. And it's just a safe space for us to connect, find deep, meaningful conversations, share with people who actually get us, who won't judge. So if you're searching for emotional support or personal growth, or maybe just a place to fit in, then this invitation is for you. Everything you need to know is in my link in the description of this video. So if you're interested, go follow that link and find out more. All right, let's get into this. Dealing with those meltdowns with kids. Oh, you know what? I had my oldest son, he's high sensitive, but he is not, I really think high sensitivity is on a spectrum too. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say it is because my oldest son is high sensitive and my youngest son also is. However, they are very different at how they're going to feel the emotions and express them. My oldest son is very good at, I call him like a dolphin. He can, not because he's a good swimmer, but he is, but because he just like brushes everything off his back. Like it's just like water flying off his back. And he's always happy, and dolphins always seem happy and nothing's ever bothering them. But my youngest son takes everything in and everything goes to heart. So it's very trying dealing with him. So I had to do lots of research on what was going on because I would get pulled into these emotions and I could feel myself tensing up and I was going to explode and this wasn't working for me. So I had to figure out what was going on. So the thing to remember with this is we need to stay calm when this happens, when emotions are flying, okay? Because when we get escalated, even though I know it's hard to stay calm, but I'm going to share with you how to do that. So just stick with me. When we get escalated, and it's actually called dysregulated, when we get dysregulated and things escalate inside of us, it will actually feed our child. It will feed our child's nervous system. That's how I'm going to explain it to you. I'm not going to get with the technical terms here. So they will actually escalate with us, okay? Now this I can totally see with my youngest son, Tyver, when he gets upset about something. Like he's very slow at doing things, like Eeyore, and it drives me nuts, okay? Like in the mornings getting ready for school. To get him dressed is a challenge because it takes him forever to get dressed. It takes him forever to put on socks, and it takes him forever to put on his pants. And I'm like, okay, we don't have this much time. Let's get going. If I did that in that tone of voice, he's going to just drop everything and look at me, and his mouth is going to and get all sad, right? And it's going to make everything worse. And I'm going to feel bad, and things are just going to get out of hand. But that's because I am escalating him, because I'm escalating. I am dysregulated. So I'm throwing his nervous system into dysregulation as well. So that is very important to be aware of. Okay. I believe the term for this is mutual regulation or co-regulation, if I remember correctly. So that's us staying calm. Remember, as a high sensitive individual, which INFJs are, we feel things very deeply, and we are processing things much more things on a daily basis than neurotypical people. Okay, so this is also feeding all of this. But when we can stay calm and regulated, it will make it so much easier for your child to return to a calm state. They may not even escalate as far as they would have if we can stay calm. And I've tried this and it works so good. It works so good. We can avoid those meltdowns and the tears and everything, which is a big deal. So the more we practice this self-regulation, and I'm going to share with you what it is, the easier it's going to be to keep control of the situation, which really is our goal, right? Nobody wants to be in those situations. Nobody, trust me. I hate being in those situations. It is horrible. Now, there's a lot of things that can put us into dysregulation, like lack of sleep. I know for me, if I do not have enough sleep, I get very edgy, and I will respond without even thinking. And I'm like, oh no, that was bad, because now I just triggered Tyver and he's going to have a meltdown. So it's very crucial to really practice self-regulation. So I'm curious, do you self-regulate, or do you even know what it was? I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know it was a thing until Tyver was born, because like I said, my oldest son, he could just kind of, push things off. He felt it, but he'd push things off and it was okay. He would just let it slide, and I admire that in him. But Tyver couldn't do that. So I'm curious, I'd like you to drop it in the comments if you self-regulate already. And if you do, what is it that you do? Because we can share. There's many ways to do it. And the more that we share, the more we help each other. And that's what it's all about. So moving on to self-regulation. Now we have a tolerance level. That means it's what we can handle on a daily basis, okay? Of the emotions coming in, of everything going on inside of our body. And remember I said earlier that we process things, way more things than neurotypical people, and we feel things way deeper. Okay, now this is scientifically proven. I'm not going to get into the details on that, but there are studies that back this, that yes, we do process much more than a neurotypical. We notice way more going on around us and we process it, and we're feeling things deeper. Okay, a high sensitive person, they've done a study, and when we're feeling somebody, especially a negative emotion that's hurt or sadness or whatever, it triggers that part of the brain. It's the same part. Again, I don't remember what part of the brain it is. It was an interesting read that I was reading about. But anyway, it triggers that same part of the brain. So that part of the brain, then that the person is actually experiencing that pain or that sadness, it's that exact same part of the brain that's lit up with high sensitive people. So we are truly experiencing it as it's actually happening to us. So it's not made up. We really are feeling it, okay? So keeping that in mind, that we have a tolerance level for that in a day. There's only so much we can handle. Of course, that's a lot going on, right? It's exhausting. It's too much. We need to know what that level is. We need to be able to identify how we feel. This was crucial for me. I needed to pay attention to my body. Now, here's the thing. INFJs, we spend a lot of time in our head. So getting into our body is something that we usually have to mindfully do. We like to be in our head, and that's okay, but we do have to come out of our head and into our body, because we need to know and to be able to identify how our baseline tolerance level feels. So how do we feel when we're good? Okay, I know that sounds silly. We should know how we feel when we're feeling really good, when we're at our best, when things are not bothering us, when we are not triggered, anything like that, right? So how do we feel? Ask your body. I always say ask your body, but just get into your body and notice, how are your shoulders feeling? Are they tense? Are they relaxed? Your stomach, your jaw, is it relaxed? Your thoughts, okay? All of that should be relaxed. You shouldn't be having those rampaging thoughts, even though INFJs always have rampaging thoughts, but they should be more on a positive level. Okay, so we want to know our baseline when we're feeling really good and get to know that, because we want to start our day there. Okay, we want to start our day there. Now, I guess we could wake up being dysregulated, especially if we didn't get enough sleep. So these things that I'm going to talk about will actually help us get back to our baseline. So I know for me, there are certain things that I have to do every day. They're daily preventative measures that I do every day that's going to help me stay at my baseline throughout the entire day. And I like to do these things in the morning. And I call these things preventative self-regulation, okay? Now, what I do every morning, non-negotiable, I do this every day, is meditation. Sometimes even more than once a day. It depends on how the day is going. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 minutes, but I know it's going to bring me back to my baseline. So meditation, I like to work out every morning. Now, there are some mornings that I will miss depending on what's going on in life, but the majority of the mornings of the week, I work out. I exercise, okay? And spirituality is a huge thing for me. Huge. It's very important. It's one of my values, and I absolutely love it, and it calms me down, and it makes me feel comforted. I'm at ease with it. So I also do oracle cards. I will pull a card every day. Sometimes 2 cards, sometimes 3. It depends on how I feel. This doesn't have to go for you. Okay, I'm sharing with you what I do. This helps me start my day at my baseline tolerance level so that my day is going to go easier, and I'm going to be triggered way less because I've got a handle on it already. Okay, so some other ideas for people, common ones, are journaling, gratitude practice, which I also do every morning. When I wake up, I think of between 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for that day. It doesn't have to be big things. Most mornings, it's my pillow and my blanket. 2 separate things there. And just another day. I get another day in this life. So I'm grateful for that. So I do that. Yoga, mindful eating is another idea that people will use. And then the second thing that we're going to do to help stay calm in those situations. So we've got the preventative self-regulation ideas we're going to get so that we know what's going to keep us at our baseline tolerance level. Okay, so we're not going to be triggered. So now the second thing that we're going to do, a little bit of homework here, is strategies. We're going to come up with strategies that we are going to use for ourselves during our child's meltdown. Okay, remember I said that when we escalate, when we get pulled into that meltdown with our child, we're actually feeding theirs as well. So it's going to get much worse. So we want to stay as calm as possible. Now, this will be easier to do if we've done our daily practices. That's why I shared with those daily practices. So some strategies to use when your child's having a meltdown is deep breathing is a great one. I will use that. I use deep breathing for everything because it's awesome and it gets you right back into your body, right back into grounded, and things just seem to become clearer. And my nervous system goes from like feeling like this to like this with my deep breathing. I also tap, okay? I'll tap on myself. Some people will tap on their chest, wherever. I like to do it just on my hand. And I will just say, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I got this. Everything's okay. So those are mantras that people will use, right? Whatever feels good for you. A mantra, whatever feels good. It's got to really resonate with you. So it could be whatever. Back to the self-talk. Mindful listening. So really listening to what your child is trying to say. This will shift the attention to the child and away from your nervous system. That works for some people. It doesn't work for me, but I do know it does work for some people. And body awareness. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're starting to get tense? I can feel it in my shoulders. However, before I started working at this and being aware of what was going on, I wasn't aware that things were tightening up, that I was clenching my jaw, that my fists were like so tight that they were white knuckled, right? So body awareness is key to know, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have a meltdown here, so I need to take some deep breaths. I need to breathe because I don't want to trigger my child. This works really, really good. I know from experience dealing with Tyver. He is an amazing little man, but once he is triggered, it's really hard to calm him down. Actually, I got a funny story here quick. I'll just share it really quick. I don't get babysitters, so he has never spent any time with a babysitter, no daycare, anything like that. It's like that with both my boys. That's just my thing. I don't like it. But this summer, he went to stay at his grandparents' just for a couple hours because his cousin was there and he wanted to play, but I had some stuff to do at home. So I said to him, which was a big deal, that you're going to stay at Grandpa and Grandma's then by yourself for a few hours because I have to go and do some stuff. It's a big deal for him, but he did it, right? And he was doing something and Grandpa said something to him and Grandpa might have had tone, but he wasn't mad. However, Tyver picked up on that and he had a meltdown and poor Grandpa had no idea what to do with him because he couldn't get him to stop crying. Those parents, you know, when your kid has a meltdown and they just can't stop, you know what it's like. And poor Grandpa, he had to phone his dad and say, I think you need to come get Tyver. I can't get him to stop crying. So Dad went and got him right away and yeah, we just had to do a little bit of self-care when he got home and calm him down and yeah. It happens, right? I hope this was helpful for you. I really do because I thought it was really interesting and it was very helpful for me to know all of this stuff and know there are things that we can do as parents to not escalate that situation because when I didn't know about that, oh my, situations would escalate and I think I would have lost my mind. If this was helpful, please give me the thumbs up, like my video, and if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to share it. The more times it's shared, the more INFJs we get to help, and that's what it's all about. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye for now.